Hi. So we are back and we are going to continue talking about human resource management and performance management. And today's topic is going to be performance evaluation and feedback. Performance evaluation is, as you may understand also, is one of the most crucial elements to see whether the individual who is performing at a task is able to achieve the level of performance that is required by the job description and the job analysis. So, what are the roles that a manager or an employee should be playing during, before, and after the performance evaluation is going on? Let's take a look at that. The first is that before the evaluation process is put into action, the manager must choose a location and prepare as to how this is going to be done. The employee, of course, is to be prepared for the evaluation. During the evaluation, a manager must be non-biased. He should be specific in what he's asking and what he's talking about based on his preparations. He should be objective and he should be seeking solutions. There should also be an element of adaptability in the way that he's dealing with the evaluation, and he should definitely be looking for feedback from the employee. The employee should, on the other hand, enter into the evaluation with an extremely positive attitude. He should know that this is for his own good, and he should feel free to ask questions and actually ask them if he has any. And he should also listen actively so that he receives positive feedback with an open mind. After the evaluation process is over, the manager should provide solution-based steps, and he should honor any agreements he may have made in the past with the employee. The employees, of course, also have to take the positive feedback and implement it into the way that they are performing, honor any agreements that they may have made, and finally, they have to do this with a very open mind that they're there to become better at the work that they are performing. There are various performance evaluation techniques. Even in our last talk, we had talked about the way that we appraise the performance. And so we use methods like critical incident method, we have field reviews, or we have forced choice. We could be using modern techniques like 360-degree or 720-degree of analysis. All of these are going to help you in dealing with it. Now, some tips for effective employee reviews. The first is the expectations from the job and the plan of implementation should be documented. So there is no way that you can, get into a controversy that this is how it was supposed to be done and this is not what was done, and so on. Have frequent meetings which go on and at regular intervals, so that any questions or any doubts in the minds of employees can be done away with. Conversation is really the key. Then solicit feedback from colleagues, give them an atmosphere which is free of fear so that they are able to openly talk about their experiences. Then goal setting and preparation is a very important part of how the review has to take place, because the clearer the goals, the easier it is going to be for anybody to do it. And then we have, discussing the positive components of the feedback. What suggestions can actually be implemented? How can they be implemented? All that will be of great value. So essentially, how we are going to do it, what we are going to do, and why we are going to do it. This is going to include both the resources we have and the results we have. So the evaluation is basically on whether resources have been optimally utilized, whether the results that were desired were achieved. Feedback, I kept talking about it. It's such a crucial, important part of everything, is employee performance feedback. The first element is it has to be continuous, because continuous feedback will keep the employees engaged. It will allow for a positive integration of the individual's objectives with the organization's objectives. It will help the individual to achieve individual goals, and in doing so they will be able to achieve the organizational goals, and they'll stay motivated. So continuous feedback is really critical to the entire process of evaluation. The other thing is that feedback should be constructive. If I am going to give, my opinion that you're not doing this work properly, or this is not the way it is to be done, then I have to offer a solution. This is what you must do. It has to be positive. The employee must not feel that he's being belittled, or he is being, told that this is not the way to do it and you don't know how to do your work. He has to be told that this is how you can do the work better. And that is very, very important, because destructive feedback gives no guidance for future behavior. And, it ends up with employees feeling detached to the organizations, maybe labor turnover, absenteeism, dissatisfaction at the workplace, and it can be really very harmful for the organization. So feedback is a very important element. Let's again go through the various main tips of feedback. The first is the scales that you're using for evaluation should be very, very effective. The people who are rating the employees, they should be well trained to do so. They should know really what they're doing. It should be a transparent process. Nobody should feel that, there is any room for bias or whatever. And the performance appraisal should be aligned with the feedback and compensation, so that the results of this evaluation are clear to everyone. That this is when we are going to be evaluated, and if we come up as doing really good work, then it's going to be showing up in the way we are compensated. And finally, we must understand the context in which this feedback is provided. It has to be a constructive feedback, and that's how it's going to be really going to help the performance of employees, and it's going to be definitely mutually beneficial to both the employees and the organization as well. So that's all about performance evaluation and feedback for today, and thank you very much. Until we meet again.